Hey guys, I hope you are doing well. Wanted to do a quick video. There's a lot of information out regarding the real estate market right now, and wanted to do a video to. I think I've got some encouraging things for both buyers and sellers. So I've got some information and some um, graphics to support what I'm talking about, but just wanted to share some things that I'm seeing. As the market is shifting, and as it shifts, I want to certainly want to be a resource for um, for people out there. There's a lot of questions, a lot of things on the news, and it seems like a lot of the stuff on the news is negative at times. So uh, one of the reasons I did this video was I wanted to an article I saw this morning that I wanted to share with you. So let me share my screen here, and this would be really good information for buyers. Well, but both sides. I think there are some opportunities right now for both buyers and sellers, and this in particular. Um, this was an article on Realtor Magazine, so put out by the National Association of Realtors, and they mentioned this was just last week. Mortgage rates dipped below 5%. Buyers get a second chance opportunity, and I wanted to take a minute to address that, and I'll scroll a little bit so you guys, if you can or want to read some of that, or you could feel free to hit me up. I'd be happy to send you this article. Um, but wanted to um, share a little bit about why they're saying second chance opportunity. Um, and so what they're talking about is, so for folks, I've had buyers over the last year who, in order to get a house, you've got an insane amount of competition because there's just not enough inventory. Um, so a lot of times we were seeing, you know, you might be up against 10 other people in order to try to get a house. And that meant you've got to come up with some scenario, something that the seller is looking for to make your offer the most appealing offer. So that might be going above list price. That might be waiving, waiving. We typically still do inspections, but you might just, hey, barring any unforeseen issues with the house, the buyer's willing to buy the house as is. It could be higher earnest money down payment. Um, Buyers not only paying their own closing costs, but in some cases, I even saw buyers willing to pay the seller's closing costs. So it's typically um, a combination of some of those things. So over the last year, that's what we've had to do. Now, this opportunity that Realtor.com is, or not Realtor.com, National Association of Realtors, this opportunity they're talking about is now, all right, we're starting to see inventory go up. It's still historically low. A healthy average market is about a 6 month supply. I think we're somewhere around a 2 month supply, 2 to 3 month supply. So we're still way below average. But with interest rates hovering, I think they were pushing six and up a little bit. So with those dipping a little bit and just more inventory, maybe not as many people in the market in your price point. So there are some good opportunities there for buyers, and that's what the National Association of Realtors is talking about in this particular article. For now, there was some information I pulled for, because a lot of people are worried about, as inventory rises, of course, home values start to slow. We've seen a crazy increase over the last year. So like February of last year to February of this year, it was somewhere around an 18% increase in the home values. Um, so a lot of people think, okay, well, gas prices are going up, cost of goods are going up. So recession, if we're not in a recession now, a recession is imminent. So a lot of people that I'm reading are saying we're in it now. So with that comes the fear that, okay, we remember the last recession and how devastating it was. A lot of people lost their jobs. Home prices went down substantially. Home values went down substantially. And a lot of people ended up, foreclosures were high during that time. Um, I wanted to show you guys some graphics that might help ease that just a little bit. What we're seeing is, this market is a little bit different in that it's still, there are still people who, if you're not credit worthy, it is difficult to get a house. So we're not seeing, back in 2008, it was a little bit, it was considerably easier. Lending practices were not what they are today. There were a lot of, we call them drive-by appraisals. A lot of people coming, driving up to a house. They'd know, hey, what do you need this to appraise for? And they would pull up, and there was a buddy system. Now appraisals, you can't choose your appraiser. Those are put into a queue, and that goes out at random. So you don't really, until they call to set up the appointment to come see the house so they can determine the value for the lender, you may not know who the appraiser is going to be ahead of time. So that's one major thing that's changed. And then, there were a lot of loans that they would build in equity into the loan and, stuff like that. So a lot of that stuff hasn't happened since then. I do think the real estate market has learned its lesson, but I just wanted to share with you, I think people automatically assume that, hey, home prices are going to go down $20,000, $30,000 right off the bat. And I was going to share with you, let's see, all right. So this will show you a little bit of information about home prices during recession. So in the 70s, there was still, growth. And then you look to the 80s, obviously growth. Here's another little bump here. This one at 81 to 83, 90 to 91. We're in the positive on all of these. Now it's not a drastic amount, but during just an average healthy market, the rate of appreciation in the home values is usually around a 3 to 4% rate. So that would kind of represent, closer to these numbers that are shown here. 2001 increase there. Now 2008 to 2010, which would have been the the big the big crash in '08, the recession of '08. That's the dip. That's the one where we saw the dip. But in each of these previous recessions, we saw that home values continued to increase, just at a slower pace. So there is hope that, in '08, some of the practices in the real estate industry are what actually caused that, the issues. So we're definitely seeing things different now. For us, supply and demand is still very much at play. So if you have a large demand for a product and there's not enough of that product out there, it would tend to drive prices up. Now interest rates have gone up, and that's kind of leveled off. So we're seeing a little more balance now. So still a great opportunity. I still look at folks. I'm sending out comparables for past clients and showing them, hey, you've still got significant equity in your home, if you're looking to make a move, it's still a great time to do that. So I would just encourage folks, don't get discouraged by a lot of what you're seeing on the news. Obviously, none of us have a crystal ball. We can't, determine what's going to happen in the next year or so. But, I think one of the ways to help determine that is to look at the past and see kind of, hey, what are the conditions that, are there any conditions that are the same from, previous recessions? A couple more graphics on the same slide I wanted to share. This will also, so recession doesn't equal a housing crisis. So in this particular illustration, again, we've got appreciation. There was a little dip in 91, according to, this was from Keeping Current Matters. So they do a lot of graphs and stuff and monitor the market. And this was something that they put out. This one shows a little dip in 91, but this is more like 3 to 6%. And then there was some decline in 08. And here they're saying, start of 2020, we started seeing signs of recession. So we're kind of more in line with previous years where value continued to go up, just at not as crazy of a rate. So let's see, what's this next slide here? Okay, so in a recession, is it still a good time to buy a house? So this would show in these previous recessions, again, home price appreciation compared to the inflation rate. So let's see, in each of these years, we saw increase rate of inflation, and then the home price appreciation was ahead of that rate of inflation. So it would tell you that it's a good time the only dip we saw again was in, they say 2000s, which is a very broad, but that would have been during that 2008 time frame. And we've seen, that was the one dip. Everywhere else, we've seen, these other models here, we've seen increase. 2021 was that 18% I was telling you about. Here again, 3 to 4% per year would put you ahead of, most of these years. Most of the inflation rates on a lot of these years here. So, 3 to 5% is about average. So I believe that's all for the slides. Okay. So I just wanted to share some information with you. I know there's a lot going on out there. And I want to be a resource for you where I can share information. And if you have questions about anything that I maybe didn't touch on, please feel free to reach out to me. I will, you can reach out to me through Facebook, Instagram. If you happen to have my phone numbers available, it's plastered all over my Facebook page. So feel free to reach out to me there. I'll make sure to put it in the comment section whenever I post the video and stuff. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me. A message on Facebook or Instagram would be perfectly fine. And I'm here to just want you to know I'm here to answer your questions. So anything you need to know, if you want to know, hey, Brad, we'd talked about possibly, selling our house and just need to know from you what the value of our home is. I'd be happy to help with that. That's what I'm here for. So if I can be of service to you, please feel free to reach out to me. If you have questions about anything or, home values or interest rates, or I've got resources in, a lot of different areas. So I'd be happy to help in any way that I can. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. If I can help you with anything again, feel free to reach out to me. You guys take care, and I'll make sure I do these more often though. I do want to present the information that I have more more frequently. So, yeah, keep an eye out. I'll be sharing information as it comes through. You guys take care, and great talking to you.